Good afternoon, everyone. This is Boss Cube. I'll be your pilot for today. So we're here at London City Centre. We're waiting for a plane to land so we could have our clients take off. And we are going to be heading to Dunkirk, the place where over 300,000 soldiers were evacuated during World War II. So let's just wait for this plane here. I guess you guys can see him over there. He's coming in. Once you land, we're going to get our clearance to take off, and we're going to do a little tiny quick tour of the River Thames and the attractions around it, and then we're going to head towards Dunkirk. Looking good, looking good. Coming in a bit steep though, but okay. Oy, that was a high stop on the ground right there. That's a big plane for this.
Flyer 8727, turn next taxiway.
That is a really big plane for this airport.
City Tower, Boss 1980 at runway 27 ready for takeoff departure to the east.
Boss 1980, hold short runway 27. Traffic is generic on the runway.
Yeah, we gotta wait for this guy to leave. He's really big to be here.
Flyer 8727, contact ground on 121.83. Boss 1980, cleared for takeoff runway 27, departure to the east approved.
Alright, we got our...
Going to 121.83, flyer 8727.
So we're gonna go to the end of the runway, do a little U-turn, and then we're gonna take off.
Boss 1980, acknowledge last transmission.
Cleared for takeoff runway 27, Boss 1980.
So there should be a little path there at the end, so we could do our U-turn. Yeah, right over here. Let's turn here. We're gonna make our little turn, and then we're gonna take off. Let's just make sure nothing's on the runway. Good. Alright, let's line up. And off we go. Throttle up. And we're off. And we're going to start pulling up. Gear up. There's the big guy.
Boss 1980, continue for east departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Alright, so let's have a little look at London before we leave. Let's try to at least find Big Ben and whatnot. I don't know what that is. Weird octopus looking thing. I think it's called the O2, but I don't know what it is. Okay, let's just make sure we're high enough. Yep, we're high enough. So Big Ben should be on the north side of the river.
Boss 1980, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
City Tower, Boss 1980, frequency change.
Oh, there's London Bridge. Let's slow down a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it there, but right there is London Bridge, and beside London Bridge, I don't know what that is. The Tower of London, I think. Yeah, that's definitely the Tower of London. Okay, so it was well rendered in. Nice. Look at that, beautiful castle. Two more little windmills. Alright, let's try to find Big Ben here. It should be around here somewhere. Let's start slowing down a bit. Oh, I think I see it. Yep, that's definitely Big Ben in the House of Parliament right there. That's an interesting bridge or tunnel, I guess. Alright, where is it? There's Big Ben. You can see the clock face and everything. And the House of Parliament to go with it. Nice. Beautiful. I don't know if there's anything else worth seeing. Oh yeah, for sure there's a lot of more things worth seeing, but I would like to keep this flight short. I got to see what I wanted to see. London Bridge and Big Ben, so let's start heading through Dunkirk. Alright. So we're gonna get back on track towards our flight plan. Yeah, the flight plan is not IFR this time, so we won't be going that high. We're going to be actually staying pretty low. Oh, look at that. Really nice neighborhoods around here. Interesting stuff. I wonder what that is. Let's try not to crash into any buildings here. That's a what is that? I have a serious doubt that does exist in London. No, that's a glitch. That's a nice tower. I wonder what that tower is. Here, maybe we'll get a better look at the London Tower right over here. There it is. Look at that. Beautiful. That is nice. Okay, gotta concentrate on my flight here. Like I said, don't want to hit any buildings. Okay, highest buildings are that way. Let's get back on our flight plan. We're gonna set our flight level at 2,000 feet. We're not gonna be going very high today because I actually want to see the ground a lot more. Even though it's a nice, clear day, we're gonna stay low. Alright, let's start getting a bit of altitude. Bring us to 2,000. Bring up the speed. And get back on our flight plan. Activate the autopilot. that should get us on course, and we're going to be heading towards Dunkirk. So we're going to be landing in France. It's actually not called London Bridge. That's actually from the song London Bridge is Falling Down. That's why I named it that way, but it's actually called Tower Bridge. Alright, so today we're flying VFR, so Visual Flight Rules. We're going to be staying at low altitude. More or less, it means the air traffic controllers aren't following us. We're going to be staying low. Usually we have to keep an eye out on what's happening around us. But more or less we're free to do what we want. That's why I went around a bit the city of London. And I'm staying pretty low. We're going to make it to Dunkirk. Look around the beach at Dunkirk. Try to see where the troops were being rescued from the German advance in World War II. And yeah, that's about it. And then we're going to land at Dunkirk and plan our next flight. Alright, let's see what's up here. So as you can see, it's not a very long flight. We're just going over the English Channel? Is that what it's called? My mind is a bit everywhere today. Yeah, the English Channel. Okay, we're going over the English Channel all the way to Dunkirk, which is LFAC. But before landing, like I said, we're going to visit the beaches. So let's have a look at the ground here. Like I was saying on our flight towards here, I really like the way things are, the layout of the streets and everything. It's so much more organic. What I mean by that is everything's like curves and circles, and the divisions are interestingly made. Nothing compared to Canada, where everything is like in straight lines. Oh, no, that's not true. Like I was saying, we do have some neighborhoods that look like this, but not a lot. Most of our farms are like big rectangles, and that's it. And over here, everything is like split up. One thing I did notice, I haven't seen any baseball fields. I guess baseball isn't that big here in Europe. What is that building? That is huge. Well, I can't see it because of my wing, but if you guys can answer me what that was, that'd be cool. Oh, I found it. Wow, that was a shopping center? Blue Water Shopping Center. I found it on Google Maps. That's a huge shopping center. Really cool. Doesn't take long that we're in the countryside, eh? There's the end of the River Thames, emptying itself into the North Sea. I don't know where we're going to cross. Are we considered in the North Sea, or are we still part of the English Channel, or is it like where they intersect, more or less? It's like they call it the Strait of... Actually, we'll be flying over the Strait of Dover. Okay. The Strait of Dover. Interesting. Yeah, that's what I was meaning about the farmland. Look at that. Everything is split up weirdly. There's like little bits here, little bits there. It's interesting. It's nice though, don't get me wrong. See like a chateau or a domain or something, like a lord's house. doubt it. We wouldn't be that lucky. Is that some kind of airstrip? I think it is. Oh yeah, it definitely is. A grass airstrip. Nice. RCH, I guess it would be. Or EGTO. Yeah, probably EGTO. Alright, we're practically at our waypoint. We're going a little fast, but that's okay. We want to get there. So I fly another sim. It's a combat sim. It's called DCS, Digital Combat Simulator. I would say they're modules, because their planes are called modules, right? They're better, because everything is really functional, or almost everything is functional. And it's air combat, so it's not the same, you know. Flight simulator, you go around and you gawk at the scenery and you look at everything and you're like, wow. And DCS, you're just constantly looking at your radar and around and trying to see where the enemy is, and you shoot him down or you look for targets on the ground. So it's two different types of gameplay, but I have to say, and this is my personal opinion, if DCS could get this kind of detail of terrain, I don't, and the whole world as a playing field instead of just certain little areas, I do not see how people would not be on that instead of this. Unless you really don't care about modern air warfare and you just want to fly around. This is perfect, but like DCS with this kind of terrain, detail and area and whatnot, mind-blowing. But this is nice too. Don't get me wrong, I love just flying around, visiting the place. When I play flight sim, I do it to visit, to look around, to just look out the window, be relaxed. But if I play DCS, it's for the action of it. Even though some people are like, there's no action, you fly for half an hour, shoot a missile at something and then fly back and land. Well, yeah, that's more or less what they do. They fly around, intercept, come back. Fuel tank on the F-18 or F-16 aren't as big as the ones on these planes, you know, and they do burn a heck of a lot more fuel. They're not going at 240 knots, they're going at over 700 knots, you know, so it's not the same game. Huh, I wonder if that's someone's domain over there. I'm gonna have to take us off the autopilot once we get to our next waypoint, the VR, because I want to see if we could actually see the hills or the cliff of near the water. Supposedly the England, it just shoots up and there's a cliff, and that's what helped stop a lot of invasions from France back in the day. At least that's what I read or heard. I don't recall, but there should be a cliff there, so we're gonna actually try to go see that. And then keep going towards Dunkirk. This flight is more for sightseeing than anything else, that's why I'm keeping it low and short. nice. So while we're at it, let's talk about the Dunkirk evacuation. Let's see. Wikipedia. What did they say? Let's load up the tablet while we look out the window. The Dunkirk evacuation, codenamed Operation Dynamo, also known as the Miracle of Dunkirk, was the evacuation of Allied soldiers during World War II from the beaches and harbor of Dunkirk in the north of France between the 26th of May and 4th of June 1940. The operation commenced after a large number of Belgians, British and French troops were cut off and surrounded by German troops during the 6-week Battle of France. In a speech to the House of Commons, Prime Minister Winston Churchill called this a colossal military disaster, saying the whole root and core and brain of the British Army has been stranded at Dunkirk and seemed about to perish or be captured. In his "We Shall Fight on the Beaches" speech of the 4th of June, he hailed their rescue as a miracle of deliverance. Yeah, it was, because they literally used anything. I don't know if you guys saw the movie Dunkirk. Good movie. But it shows you the situation they were in. It was just bad, you know. They were getting pummeled constantly by the Luftwaffe, the German Air Force, just coming down and shooting at the soldiers sitting on the beach. They had nowhere to go, and they were just waiting for boats to try to get them out. And it wasn't working at first, and then they requisitioned any kind of boat they could. Civilians left with their little boats, speedboats, you name it, anything, just to get even 3 or 4 soldiers on their boat to bring them back, you know. It was an everybody effort. It was something. Yep. They had to leave a lot of stuff behind there. And even though they saved over 330,000 people, they still lost over 60,000 people on those beaches. 68,000 soldiers, that's insane. They were wounded, losses, ships sunk. Second World War was just disgusting. Alright, we're getting close to the water, so I'm going to turn the autopilot off. We're going to take control. Now we're going to go see if we can see that cliff. Let's start slowing down. Oh, we definitely see We definitely see that the water is lower than the edge here. Start turning to sea. I think there's a castle over there. I'm not sure. Let's go have a look. Yeah, the water is definitely lower than the ground here. You can see it. See that? Sorry about that, my track car decided to go funky on us. Look at that. Interesting. Not a castle. It looked like a castle from far. Nice little harbor here. We're going to do a 180 over the water and see if there's actually a cliffside or something. Oh yeah, there's definitely a cliffside. You can see it, even from here. Let me try to reposition my track car. I don't know what's going on with it. There we go. Seems to have gotten better. Alright, Alright, let's turn around and see this cliff. I have to admit, it is nice. Oh yeah, look at that. It's not really a cliff, but it definitely goes up. It shoots up, so whoever would have landed here way back in the day, they would have had to climb that. Probably worse as you go along the coastline, you know, like over here you can see that the ground goes down, but these must have been pretty nice defensible positions back in the day. I seriously doubt that roundabout is that steep. Oh, look at that. The cars are driving on the right side of the road. Never noticed. Nice little marinas. Alright. Let's head back up. Go back up on 2,000 feet. And head towards Dunkirk. Let's reactivate the autopilot. And we say goodbye to England. Supposed to be another plane close by, like flying. I guess he's higher than us. Has to be. He already passed us too. Yeah, the speed he's going, he's definitely higher than us. I could already see France from here. Bruh. Wonder if that white speck there is him. Oh, there he is, you see? Yeah, he's way higher than us. Look at that. Flashing his lights up there. Alright, back on our flight. It's going to take us not even 5 minutes to cross the channel. Then we're going to look at Dunkirk. Wind, yeah, that's what I thought, 2 knots. I was gonna say we're not getting much wind blowing at us or moving us about, so it's a very nice day. That way you have Normandy, the beaches of Normandy where the Allies landed in France when they started taking over again. more like Calais, and Dunkirk is a bit more that way. Yeah, we're gonna come off the yeah. This is more like Calais according to what I see here. Let's get off the autopilot and have a look around. What's with all the holes in the ground? Oh, by the way, welcome to France. I don't know what these holes in the ground are for, but it doesn't matter. Alright, so if I'm reading this map correctly, here in front of us should be the city of Dunkirk. Funny, because I don't see the beaches, unless that would be the beach. I don't know, this is definitely it. Okay, I see it now. Right there. The beach would be right after this inlet of water here. This is where it happened. This is where all those Allied troops were stuck, trying to free themselves from the German invasion. Right here on these docks. Should be right over here on the other side of this little, I guess you could call it a causeway, I don't know, this little line of water. This is where the beaches are. This is where it all happened, where all the soldiers were waiting to get picked up. imagine just sitting there, waiting to get picked up by a boat, hearing planes diving and having them shoot at you from the air, and there's nothing you can do about it except maybe duck, try to get out of the way. Ugh, just awful. Oh, there are some more windmills. Or wind generators, call them as you wish. Alright, well, let's turn around. Let's head for the airport. We're gonna land. Let's go look for that airport. There's the light for it. Left and right, really? Well, considering we're coming in 24, we're going to take runway 24.
Calais traffic bus 198011 miles northeast, 1,100 feet inbound to land runway 24.
So there's no tower here or anything, so we gotta take it slowly and just wing it. Alright, that's going to give us a good indication of which direction we have to take. There it is.
Calais traffic bus 1980 is on final runway 24 to land.
Let's slow ourselves down to about 90, 85. There we see the runway real good now. nice place. Go slowly but surely. Looks to be a very small landing strip. Okay, this plane can take it. Everything looks good. And touchdown. All right. Let's find ourselves a parking spot. Welcome to Calais Dunkirk Airport.
Calais traffic Boss 1980 is clear of the runway.
It does have a small tower. Okay. Good to know. Well, it's definitely your tiny regional airport. No big planes here. I guess it's those people that are waiting for me, so we're gonna go park there. And we're gonna call it a flight. So I'm gonna have to flip her around, eh? Okay. And there we go. Forgot to do a bunch of steps coming down, but that's okay, we made it.
Oral warning, okay.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this flight. It was fun to see historical sites. And for our next flight, we're going to go deeper into France. So, hope you guys liked it. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. And thanks for flying with us. See you next time.